What's up? Welcome to the Fluorescent Fungus channel. We are playing some Explorer. This is the Explorer deck that I'm trying to play in Pioneer. I haven't played any local Pioneer events recently, but if you looked at the thumbnail, and I'm sure you did, that helps you decide what video to click on YouTube, you saw that I was playing the Jace Tibalt deck. This is a version that I've been working on for a couple weeks now, and it feels kind of underpowered in the current Pioneer metagame, but I think it's very fun to play. So I'm going to make a video out of it in best of 3. Let's go through the deck really quickly. I'm going to try to speed run this a little bit just because most of these cards are known, and I think the Valki-Jace combo is a known entity as well, but I'll just kind of walk you through the bits and pieces. 2 copies of 3 Steps Ahead, one of the best counter spells in the format, and can be used to clone creatures. In the main board, it doesn't come up except for with Shark Typhoons. In the sideboard, we have Chrome Host Seedshark, and I think I forewent playing Tishana's Tidebinder in this particular deck. But we can make extra Chrome Host Seedsharks, but usually it's a cancel plus a loot effect. Fatal Push is removal, Thoughtseize is hand disruption, we're obviously doing that. Censor's counter magic. Deduce is just like card filtering / card draw. Deduce is kind of like a mana inefficient divination, but it's at instant speed unless you break up your casting. We got 2 negates for counter magic. 2 Seed the Truths. We'll come back to that once we talk about the Tibalt Jace thing. A couple of Sheoldred's Edicts as removal. 1 Narset. This could be 2. The deck might even be able to play like 3 plus Days Undoing if you're actually playing Pioneer. I just haven't decided to go that route with this build just yet. An Extinction Event plus 2 Devious Cover-Ups as Wraths, because this is a combo control deck. And then a couple Dig Through Times, couple Shark Typhoons, bunch of mana. It's all blue-black except for 1 Stormcarved Coast. And that's just in case you get to the super late game, you draw a Valki and can't do the Jace trick, so you have to hardcast the backside of Valki, which we will also get to in a moment. Before getting to that, the sideboard is all cards that you would expect. The deck has a problem with aggressive decks, so it plays 2 Kalitas as a way to gain life and kind of pad the battlefield with bodies. Extinction Event, Path of Peril are more removal spells, mass removal spells, board wipes. Go Blank is very good against Phoenix and any deck that wants to use their graveyard. Thoughtseize, there's 3 on the main, there's 1 on the side. It's for decks that you want to Thoughtseize. Typically combo decks or control decks. Ray of Enfeeblement is for all those white decks. It's really good at killing Adeline. Ashiok is for Phoenix. Mystical Dispute counters blue stuff. Chrome Host helps you win the game in an alternate way. Negate is a negate. It negates things. Narset's Reversal is actually not that good in Explorer, but I'm building this like I play it in Pioneer. Narset's Reversal is really good at countering Thought Distortion, which is sometimes a card you'll see brought in against you, and Change the Equation is just another above-rate counterspell. Now, really quickly, the combo of the deck is actually pretty simple. We're going to play Jace Reawakened on turn 4, because we can't play it any earlier thanks to the first line of text, saying you cannot cast this spell during your first, second, or third turns of the game. +1, draw a card, discard a card, pretty cool effect. +1, you may exile a non-land card with mana value 3 or less from your hand. If you do, it becomes plotted, meaning you can play it without paying its mana cost at a later turn. Valki has a backside that costs 7 mana, but a front side that costs 2. So when you plot Valki with Jace, you can play the backside, the 7 mana side, for 0 mana on turn 5. And why is that good? The reason that's good is because this is a control deck. So when you're playing your 7-drop Planeswalker and not tapping any of your mana with another Planeswalker already in play, padding you from Sheoldred's Edict, you are able to respond to any responses your opponent may have, and Tibalt takes over the game. Then there's See the Truth. See the Truth is just another way to kind of use the Jace. If you plot See the Truth has a clause. It's normally kind of like a sorcery speed. Anticipate, look at the top 3, pick 1, the other 2 go to the bottom. But this one says if it's cast not from your hand, you add all 3 cards to your hand. So it's kind of like an Ancestral Recall. That's the deck. That's what we're doing. We're just trying to put Valkis into play. And we're going to play at least 2 best of 3 games in the ladder. So let's start game number 1. Found first opponent, number 1260. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. We're 797. We did a little bit of grinding with Is It Pirates off camera, mostly for fun. This hand, if our opponent decides to go under us, we're in stinky doo-doo time. But if they're a slow deck, we have the combo just in our hand. So we're going to give this a try. Hopefully we don't just get Thoughtseize. That would be a bummer. Also, if this is mono green, that could be bad. We hope to draw Fatal Push. Not quite. Nothing to do on 1, so pretty easy Watery Grave tapped here. We'll probably have to Sheoldred's Edict, whatever. If they play a Kiora, Behemoth Beckoner, we'll probably name Planeswalker, just so they can't go off too hard. Looks like they get Outcast Trailblazer. So this turn, I will just, right now, cast Sheoldred's Edict to have them sacrifice a non-token creature. Do not want to get blown out. The Outcast Trailblazer is already going to beat us up pretty good. But drawing Devious Cover-Up should be helpful. They go Outcast, they're going to make a green mana. They're probably going to draw a card here. What do you got? Old Growth Troll? Yep. All right, 4/4 comes into play, triggers the Trailblazer, draws a card. Me draw. Still can't quite play the Jace. We're actually going to play a Field of Ruin here. The reason for the Field of Ruin is if they play a Nykthos, Shrine of Nyx, we can destroy it, giving them only one turn to generate extra mana with it. Things we're fine with right now are another creature, ideally not a Cavalier of Thorns. Things we're not fine with right now are a Planeswalker or anything that doesn't die to deadly cover-up. That would be not ideal. I'd also love to convert the Field of Ruin just because I've got this Dig Through Time in my hand, and Dig Through Time is like not that great. There's the Nykthos. So that's our plan this turn, because they can make 4 mana and then 5. So they ramped by an entire manas. Okay, Outcast Trailblazer number 2 is very bad news. That is a 2-turn clock. Well, they're going to attack us for 8. That'll bring us to 12. Then they attack us for 12 and we die. So we actually have to find something like right now. I've got some sideboard cards for this matchup. Another Old Growth Troll. I think we're just dead. This is a really good mono green start. All right, they draw 2. It's just so many cards. Pass, I take 8. Hate to see it. We could just draw like... I don't know what we could just draw here, actually. Our 4 mana board wipe. That would do it. Field of Ruin. I'm going to get an island. Just because our deck needs a lot of blue. All right, one chance. Chance has failed. We just lose to lethal damage. Very fast game 1. Not sure how the mono green match is supposed to go. I think if I have like a good amount of permission, it can be pretty tough for them. But if I don't, it's like the opposite. Cards we want. Also, always remind yourself, Mr. Adrian, put yourself here. Okay, I think we want Change the Equation because it counters everything in their deck. I could see Chrome Host Seedshark being kind of sweet. Mystical Dispute also doesn't seem bad because it's a way to nix a Kiora. Extinction Event, I think, is actively good, so we'll bring one of those in. I think Kalitas, even if we want it, we don't want it on the play. Ashiok is... Does Ashiok fight Cavalier of Thorns and the Storm the Festival? I think it does. I think they have to search part of their library, so it kind of messes with it, I'm pretty sure. I think I'm not going to go that hard, though. I might play an extra Thoughtseize. That's up 3. And then... Let's see what I can take out here. I think Censor's very good. 3 steps ahead's pretty good. Everything's more or less good. Negate's a little clunky, but it does hit Narset and Storm the Festival, and I don't hate that. Narset, awkwardly, I wish I had too. That would be very good here. Yeah, I think all of our cards are pretty good, so we're going to have to do some snipping. I think we're going to start with the Negates. We've got multiple ways to counter Planeswalkers, and the creatures are what are going to kill us faster. So change, a couple Extinction Events, these Thoughtseizes. What's the other worst card in my deck? Do I have time to dig through time? Probably not. Let's try this. All right, game 2. Something to really prioritize going into the next game is we're on the play, so having a Fatal Push is going to be ideal, especially with like a Watery Grave or a Darkslick Shores, so we can have that double blue and Fatal Push a Lawnmower Elves. I think that's going to slow their game plan down just enough that our combo will be pretty close to unbeatable for them, unless they brought in like Stone Brain or something, predicting that I am, in fact, the Tibalt deck. Play first. Well, we have good cards. But we don't have the full combo. We've got 1 Undercity Sewers as land. And if we miss on land 2, that is just done. And we're on the play. So we have to mulligan this. Thoughtseize, Edict into Shark Typhoon. None of the things we want to do. Like our combo, that is. But I think this set of cards is going to be fine to like bridge us in to our mid game. So we're going to try it. Probably ship off. I think I do want to open on Thoughtseize. I'll do that with Takenuma. So I'll ship off the island. I think that makes sense. Keep 6. Ship island, open on Takenuma, Thoughtseize opponent. I've got 2 blue sources. Probably need to play Undercity Sewers turn 2. Okay, they've got Obstinate Baloth. We will not be Thoughtseizing that. Trailblazer, Kiora, Ovenwald, Oddity, Trailblazer, and Invasion of Ixalan. I guess we just take their first castable, since their hand's kind of expensive. Yeah, we'll take Invasion. They play Sunken Citadel on green, makes sense. I'm going to play Undercity Sewers now that I've drawn 3 steps ahead. An island. Do I want land number 4 just yet? I think we're looking for more gas, actually. I've got my land drop secured here. I'm going to cycle this Shark Typhoon, so that's not the worst. They miss a land drop. Absolutely love to see that. Let's go ahead and shock and Watery Grave and just pass the turn. If they don't do anything, I'm just going to cycle Shark Typhoon. It looks like they're not doing anything, so here we go. Cycle Shark Typhoon. The reason we're doing this aggressively is because there's a combo element to our deck that we want to dig into as fast as we can. All right, opponent, what do you pitch to hand size? Our opponent's keep was very, very greedy. Here's the first half of combo. We could actually just cast this Valki here, but that cuts us off of 3 steps ahead, and we've got half the combo and we're kind of ahead, especially if we use this 3 steps ahead, just to loot if they don't do anything again. So I think we're just going to attack and pass. Go. Show me what you're going to do. Are you going to concede because you didn't find your land drop again? Or are you going to keep trying? Looks like they're going to keep trying. I think I need to press my advantage, so we're going to cycle through this 3 steps ahead. We don't have a lot else to do. Otherwise, I'd keep it, but we're not like a full-on control deck, so I'm not okay with just attacking them for 1 every single turn. Draw 2. I've got my 5th land drop, which I think I'm interested in keeping. I'm just going to pitch Shelly's Edict, because they're so mana-starved. All right, my turn. You have to discard again. It's a Kiora. Love to see that. Okay, no reason to play the Swamp. I can just play this Hall of Storm Giants. Get busy for 1. And then does Valki add enough to my board? I can Valki them and take like their best creature and then just try to race them. That might actually be the play here. Let's Valki. I can take Cavalier of Thorns and turn Valki into a Cavalier of Thorns. That's fast. It is colorless mana to change Valki, right? Yep. And you're a 5-drop, so I can do it next turn? Yep. All these things seem fine to me. Okay, opponent, go. This puts them on, what, a 3-turn clock? 6 + 6 + 6 is, in fact, 18. All right, you've got it. Sylvan Scrying. You're going to play a 3-drop. And I can use this Field of Ruin on that Sunken Citadel to proc Revolt, so this Fatal Push... Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. So the Fatal Push can kill a 3-drop, which is very good, obviously. All right, untap, draw. Am I going to Fatal Push anything they play? I'm not. That tells me I can put this into play tapped, so we'll just activate Valki for 5. Autopay. Becomes Cavalier. Go to combat. Bring it to 12. Play this tapped past the turn. Looks like they're going to cast their first spell. I wonder what it'll be. The Baloth does mess with my clock the most. I wonder if they just drop Trailblazer as a blocker. We'll definitely just Fatal Push that. If they, oh, they exile. So are they just dead now? I think so, right? Activate Hall of Storm Giants. Attack. You're dead? Yeah, they should have put a blocker there. Okay, we won that game. Our opponent just kind of kept like a really bad 7. And if it was a good 7, the way our hand developed, we were probably actually supposed to lose it, but whatever. I really like Mystical Dispute on the draw, specifically against Kiora, which is a really hard card for us to beat. Also, Censor's kind of rough on the draw, so we'll take out a Censor, bring in a Dispute, take out another Censor, because I think it is that bad. And maybe we want like a Negate back, perhaps a Go Blank. No, let's take a Negate back. I think that's where we want to be. Okay, game 3. Oh, I almost forgot to say, we hit 100 subscribers on this channel, which is really sweet. I think 99 out of the 100 of you know why it happens so quickly. It's because I have a main channel that I pointed people to this channel from. But if you found this channel on your own, like you just found Fluorescent Fungus, and you're like, oh, this is kind of neat. If you like Eternal formats like Modern and you like Paper Magic, check out Neon Mushroom. Link is in the pinned comment and the description, I believe. That's my main channel. That's where I do paper gameplay from the studio and heavier editing load and stuff. So once everything's going full steam, I think the uploads there will be a little less frequent, but the content itself I think is a little bit more fun to watch. I started this channel just because like arena content's kind of easy to make, and it's inherently entertaining just because like arena looks very pretty, it's easy to crank out, and a lot of people play the format, so it seemed like kind of a, not the format, the platform. So it seemed like a waste to not upload videos around the platform because I play arena recreationally anyway. So here you go. All right, game 3. We're inherently disadvantaged because we're on the draw against a Lawnmower Elves deck. Don't love that for us. We have the combo, and that is all we have. We have no way to interact with our opponent, and they kept 7. I think we can't keep this. I'm looking at the combo and like it looks awesome. If I was in the play, I'd probably force it. I don't think we can keep just the combo against the deck that's going to put a lethal into play on turn 4. Yeah, good talk, me. That sucks. Deduce, change, Jace. I think we can keep this hand. I think we'll pitch. I think we need to get a little lucky. We'll pitch a land. No, Deduce, we might not have time to cast a ton of these, so I'm actually going to pitch a Deduce. And our best draw is Fatal Push, because they're probably going to open on Elf here. which is like not super cool. They don't open on Elf and I draw the Jace. Okay. Okay, we got to change the equation. We might be able to bridge the gap here. All right, land 2. They don't do anything. Here's an island. Go. This could wind up being pretty cool. We'll see what happens though. Don't do anything. Don't do it. All right, they plot Outcaster Trailblazer. I can deduce. That's just a free action. Deadly Cover Up is a fine pickup. We draw Thoughtseize. So now we've got an interesting turn here. We can Thoughtseize and then change the equation to Trailblazer, but we're tapped out. So if they have like, if they tap deck Cure, it's just going to resolve. However, I think if they go Trailblazer plus like some giant creature that I can't Mystical Dispute, there's a higher chance that that happens. So I think it's correct to just Thoughtseize our opponent. All right, they do have the Kiora. What are they going to play as a follow-up? Obstinate Baloth, maybe? Maybe it's just correct to hit the Kiora. Or maybe I take Ovenwalled Oddity. That card does have haste. Yeah, I think I need to stem the bleeding. I'm actually going to take the Oddity. I'm just going to pass to them. Hopefully use this change the equation. If I'm lucky, they might go Kiora first to try to get the card draw. And if they do that, because it is a... No, the creature has to enter the battlefield. So maybe I just let the Kiora resolve. And just don't give them any power. Although I guess if they Kiora, I can just Mystical Dispute and keep changing the equation up. But they're going to go Trailblazer. That one I'm going to... You know what? I think I'm supposed to let the Trailblazer resolve and counter whatever they play after. Especially if they follow up with like Old Growth Troll or something. Something that it's going to be really hard for me to keep dead. That seems pretty good. All right, here's the troll. Change the equation. No troll for you. Good talk, good talk. Draw a second Valki. That's kind of funny. Play Jace. Tick Jace up to 4. It's going to eat some damage for us too. Plot Valki. Now I have Mystical Dispute if they do decide to go for Kiora, which is mint. Although it might be too dangerous for them to go for Kiora here, unless they just don't have a land drop. Then maybe they have to. In which case, we're going to feel like geniuses for bringing it in this matchup. All right, there's Kiora. We feel like geniuses now. Nope. Mystical Dispute gets you. Trailblazer attack Jace, sure. Are you ready to have no board, opponent? Yeehaw. It's Valki time. Or specifically Tibalt. Now, Tibalt won't die to the attack. So I could go ahead and start by exiling the top card of each player's library. And not putting my Tibalt to 2. And then I have the Sheoldred's Edict to deal with the Trailblazer. Yeah, that seems right. All right, I would like to exile the card of everybody's library, please. I could Sylvan Scrying for a... I could Sylvan Scrying for a Field of Ruin. That's actually kind of cool. Or I could just draw a card and Fatal Push the Trailblazer. That actually might be a little bit better because I can just Sylvan Scrying next turn if I need to. And that seems pretty good. Although I guess the... no, the Edict can kill a Cavalier of Thorns. That play might be a little bit better. Let's go ahead and draw a card. If it's a land, that's even better. It's a land, and it's the Field of Ruin we wanted, so this play just worked out better. And then we will Fatal Push here. And it costs colorless mana because Tibalt exiled the Fatal Push, which makes it just so good. All right, mono green opponent, I now have a Tibalt in play. You are playing Obstinate Baloth. I don't think that saves you. Let's tick up Tibalt. Grab a land and a Storm the Festival. The Storm the Festival is not very good for us. Let's go ahead and Darkslick Shores. Let's lead on our own Valki. And then take something. How about Emrakul the Promised End? When I get to 13 mana, that's going to be really good. And then you can sacrifice a non-token creature, please. Okay, good luck. What's in graveyards? Next turn, sorry if you hear that. This microphone shouldn't pick it up, but people are mowing my lawn right outside. I can, yeah, like minusing this Tibalt should just kill my opponent. They see it, they're dead. All right, sweet. They beat us to death game 1, but we got the combo off game 2. 7-14, not bad. We're getting kind of close to end of season, but we might be able to make it into the top 200. We kind of started grinding a little late in the season, unfortunately. All right, we win that game 2-1. Let's go ahead and play a game number 2. Or sorry, round number 2. All right, round 2 versus another handle I'm not going to try to pronounce. Do I get to play? I don't. Rats. All right, opening hand looks like it doesn't have any combo pieces, but I can go Thoughtseize into Censor 3 steps ahead. Good filtering. If our opponent isn't hyper aggressive, we should be okay. And they're taking a mulligan, so we have just inherent card advantage being on the draw and keeping 7, so we're keeping 7. They keep 6, play Stormcarved Coast. They could be Phoenix or Unsoul Artifacts so far. Let's find out. Darkslick, Thoughtseize you. 5 Obstinate Baloths, please. Maybe they're Creativity. This hand kind of tells me they might be Creativity. Could still be in Soul. We're going to take their Fable. We're not going to Thoughtseize again next turn because we don't care about Torch the Tower at all. Alright, draw. I play land, you go. I cycle Censor if you don't do anything. Then I'll Thoughtseize now that you have 2 unknowns. And I can back it up with Negate. So let's cycle the Censor. Draw Watery Grave. Draw Riverglide Pathway, which has a red source on the back. It's our second red source. Let's go ahead and play Riverglide Pathway as a... Let's get a little freaky and play it as a red source. Then we'll Thoughtseize our opponent. What'd you pick up, dude? Oh, is that a dig through time? Not anymore. And then pass the turn. Mirex, that's going to be a toughie, actually. We do not draw the Field of Ruin. We're going to need to deal with that sooner than later. Let's play Watery Grave tapped and plan to use 3 steps ahead to cycle. Oop, go. The Mirex is interesting because it puts you on like an inherent 4-turn clock if you can't interact with it. Because they're going to hit you for 1, then they're going to hit you for 2, then they're going to hit you for 3, then they're going to hit you for 4. That's where the 4-turn clock comes from. So if anyone is playing a lot of Standard and they see the Mirex, and they're like, how fast does that kill me? Well, if you can't interact with it at all, it's 4 turns. Alright, they don't do anything. I'm going to draw 2 and discard a card, please. I have a feeling Deadly Cover-Up's not that good. Okay, Deadly Cover-Up's probably not that good, although there is a chance I'll need to wipe the board once they make 2 tokens to buy myself a turn. So let's actually pitch Otawara. Take a draw step. It's a Fatal Push. That actually does change the math enough. So we'll play that and pass. When they go to combat, we'll Fatal Push 1 of their tokens. It'll buy us an entire turn. So now it's 5 turns, which gives us just so much time to set up. Then we just need to, like, be careful with our Deadly Cover-Up, because we probably need to resolve it after we find a way to Valki. Here's the Fatal Push. Now I go to 2 poison, where it would have been 3. That's bigger than it looks. And then if they don't do anything, yeah, we're going for another loot. We got 1 half of the combo. We just want to find the other half now. Alright, we find the wrong card. Might be correct to play a Valki, but also we have Valkis and I'm getting to the point where I can cast them, so I'm just going to pitch 1. We draw Field of Ruin. That is ideal. We can start to stop this nonsense right now. And next turn, we might, if we don't find anything else to do, we might just jam Valki and hope they don't have the removal. Alright, now we're on a 4-turn clock that, unless they draw another Mirex, they have no hope of quickening. We've got 1, 2 black sources, 1, 2, 3, 4 blue sources, so it's a black source. Schwamp. And then you may go. Are we going to see the rare hardcast Valki game? Get it countered by literal Spell Pierce? Very sad. Ouch, take 2. Tap land, it's a green source. That is a Jace, which means we just get to do this. They only have 2 unknowns. I don't think they can stop us. Do you have an Negate? You have 3 steps ahead. I have an Negate. So I actually don't know what they're playing. It kind of seems like they're playing Creativity. Okay, may I have this Jace? Or do you have Negate? Were your 2 unknowns both counterspells? And if so, is the top card of your library also a counterspell? Looks like no, so we're going to exile this Valki from our hand. Okay, next turn we're slotted to attempt a Tybalt, which is pretty good. Also, they may have to start pressuring this Jace. I think Torch the Tower hits walkers, so they might be able to take it out. Is it Charm to loot? Sure. So they could have Is it Charm to counter the Valki if we went for it, so it's a good thing we drew the Jace. That would have been a blowout. Does Torch the Tower hit walkers? Yeah, it does. So if they want to take care of the Jace, they gotta torch it. They must have something else better to do. Maybe Creativity? We could just die here. Big score. That is not a Creativity. And now they can't Nope, they can Creativity for 2, so he still might just die. Because they play in green, which tells me they're probably on the World Spine Worm plus Xenagod version, which means they can just deal like 30 to me right now, which is not ideal. But we have some stuff to do. Alright, we draw land. Let's open on loot. You know what? No, let's open on Valki, actually. Let's see if they just have another 3 steps ahead. All right, we have a Valki. Let's go up with the Valki. That'll tell us how to use the Jace a little bit better. Exile top card of each, please. 1 World Spine Worm, please. Fable's not bad. Now we'll take up this Jace to draw a discard. See the Truth's pretty good. I'll pitch this island. Then I think it might be time to Deadly Cover Up. I really wish they had like a creativity in their bin. But Deadly Cover Up, if it resolves, will let me see their deck, which seems pretty good. Also, I can use Sheoldred to Edict to stop them from combo killing me. Let's give that a shot. Arena's being a little laggy, which is weird. All right, we're going to do this. Pay like that. We're going to exile from my graveyard. 3 steps ahead only counts as a 1-drop, so that's rough. Let's do a Censor, a Valki, and then a Negate. There we go. We want to exile the least amount of cards we can because of dig through time. We have our own digs. All right, Deadly Cover Up everything. What do we want to hit? Becomes the next question. We could just hit the Mire so that doesn't become a problem, but we already have one of their Fables, so hitting their Fable doesn't make sense. They didn't counter it, so I don't think they have a counter spell. Maybe it just makes most sense to like... I just really want to see their deck. Maybe I'll just hit big score though. Just so they can't like keep doing that. Although their graveyard is pretty big. Maybe I'll just hit dig. Let's see how many digs they have. All right, they have in their hand Valki-Jace Awakening and Izzet Charm. They do have another dig. And then they are playing Vaultborn Tyrants, Elesh Norn, Fables. They have creativities. Okay, so they're not the combo I thought. What does this mean? Vaultborn, triggers, dies. It's like a value thing. I can't see a combo currently, but it might just be like value creativity and the accrued value is so good I can't win. That would make sense. I'm just going to pass the turn and keep Sheoldred Edict up. Also, that lets me plot the See the Truth with Jace, which becomes an Ancestral Recall. You got it. Pitch your Izzet Charm, draw 2. Did you find creativity? Looks like they did. They're staring at the treasures. All right, that resolves. What are we getting? Elesh Norn plus Vaultborn Tyrant. They're going to draw a bunch of cards. I don't think I want to Edict them just yet. How does Tibalt work? Do you destroy or exile? You exile. And you trigger when you die? We just let all this resolve. Gain a billion life, draw a billion cards. Sure. What now? Shock Invents, sure. Migo. Okay. We're definitely in a shaky spot here, but we're going to do some stuff. So let's minus this Tibalt and attempt to get rid of Vaultborn Tyrant. All right, Vaultborn Tyrant is gone. I can also cast it, and that's pretty huge game. Let's go ahead and Sheoldred's Edict, naming non-token creature. We're going to do that before we decide to do anything else. All right, there's 3 steps ahead. They're going to counter. We do have counter spells, and they're tapped out, so I'm going to take a chance and cast Deduce. See if we draw a Censor or something. Look, we drew Censor. Sequencing's pretty cool, huh? Counter 3 steps ahead. No thank you. I would like you to be completely blown out. Goodbye, Elesh Norn. Now, I think we will just set up to do some cool stuff, so we're going to exile the See the Truth. Unfortunately, we couldn't ult our Tibalt, but we're still in a pretty good spot here. Looking through their deck, I didn't see a ton of ways for them to find a way out. The only threat left in their deck is one more of their Vaultborn Tyrants. Big score, sure. You have 6 mana. You could hardcast a Vaultborn Tyrant if you want. I will deal with it. And this is an illustration of the power of Tibalt. Tibalt, once it comes into play, especially for free, it's kind of nuts. So they're going to Indomitable Creativity for their last creature. Here he is. He triggers, they draw a card, blah, blah, blah. And that's their last creature. So now I'm just going to draw 3 cards for free. Cool, thanks for the cards. I'm going to exile Vaultborn Tyrant. They have no more threats left. Then I will go up with... Well, I can go down with Jace. Is there a reason to do that? I can make multiple Vaultborn Tyrants right now. Seems not bad. Let's do that. Let's go -6 the Jace. Play Vaultborn Tyrant, make 2. Seems pretty good. You can counter one of them. Sure. I would like a Vaultborn Tyrant, please. Cool. I will draw a card. Very nice. I can play land, and how many cards in my graveyard? 14. Yeah, I can just dig Can I? No, that's a clue. Duh, I can't dig. But I have this Fatal Push. So if my opponent draws their other Mirex, could be okay. Unfortunately, when I make a token of Vaultborn Tyrant, it doesn't do the thing I want, because I think the Vaultborn Tyrant only makes a copy of itself if it's not a token, and I do in fact have a token. All right, draw a billion cards, sure. I'm not sure how they win. Looking at their deck, I didn't see very much that looked like it could kill me. We do have a Mirex. All right, let's go up with Valki. More cards, please. Are you going to kill my Valki? You probably should have done that before passing the turn if you were going to. Yeah, that's very, very poor play. Yep, you got it, buddy. Valki is gone. The emblem still exists, so I would like to draw 2 cards, please. 1, 2. Pretty decent. Let's go ahead and... Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I want 2 mana up? I think I do, but I think I like this Takenuma being in my hand. Let's just play another Vaultborn Tyrant. Do you have a counterspell? You don't. Okay, trigger 2 Vaultborn Tyrants. I'm going to gain 6 life. Draw 2 cards. Find a way better land. You know what? No, I think I'm going to shock in this Watery Grave. Now I can just cast Dig. And then go to combat and attack for 6. Start the beatdown. Pow. 27? Sweet. Go. You have a 1/1. I think if you cast Creativity, you don't hit anything. On the flip side, if they Creativity my Vaultborn Tyrant, they, I can only flip into, I think, Tybalt's. Valki specifically, not the Tybalt side, so that'd be pretty bad. All right, they don't do anything. They're going to attack for 1. Okay, I'm going to block. Cool. All right, game 2. I'm not sure what our opponent thought was going to happen there. I saw their whole deck. They had very few threats. It's a creativity deck, so that's to be expected. What do we want to do against this opponent? I think that changed the equations very good. As is Negate. Chrome Host could probably be a good role player. They're almost certainly going to bring in more interaction. I'll bring in a Mystical Dispute, a Thoughtseize, and it could be that I want the Go Blanks, but let's see what we can get rid of first. Fatal Push is quite bad. It can obviously take out Mirex tokens and stuff, but they've got big scores, so they're probably going to be creativitying non-creatures. So we're going to lose 1, 2, 3, 4 Fatal Push. You saw how good that Censor was that game when we cycled a card. We deduced, and then we drew Censor. After saying, let's draw Censor, that was pretty good. I don't think that's going to happen most of the time, so we're going to take out the Censors, and that makes room for these. What else sucks? Extinction Event. That card costs 7 mana. Elishanorn's a 5-drop, so Extinction Event on odd deals with everything. So I think our board wipes are actually quite good. Maybe like cut and Deadly Cover-Up, and that will make space for like a Go Blank, and that kind of makes me feel as if I'm incentivized to play 2 Go Blank. What would we want to cut for another Go Blank? Perhaps a See the Truth? No, I don't think so. None of our combo pieces. You know, I think I'm just going to play the 1 Go Blank. I don't want to make my deck worse by siding the extra Go Blank in, and then bringing out all of my, bringing out any number of my good cards. So we're going to do that for sideboard. All right, round 2, Electric Boogaloo. We've got part of the combo in our hand. We've got a Mystical Dispute. I think we just keep this. Even if we don't find Valki, we can plot the See the Truth with the Jace, and that seems just fine. And we draw a land that's the color we need it to be. Let's actually open on Clearwater on blue, just in case our opponent has some weird 2-drop I'm not privy to. Like Deduce. I am just going to counter this. It makes an artifact for them. I don't want them to have artifacts. This is a good time for tap. Watery Grave. I'm going to go face up that I don't have a negate. All right, Deduce. Cool. All right, that counterspell was good because they were looking for a land. Now I can just go Clearwater on blue. Blue, blue, black, black, red in my lands. Is that good? I don't think I'm ever going to resolve the 7-mana Valki if I draw into it. I think I'm going to forego the red and hopefully not get punished for it. Then we're just going to play Chrome Host. If they just miss on something that can kill a 4 toughness creature, they'd probably die. They found the land. It's a Jawari Ruins. There's Valki. Let's play the Takenuma. Play around Spell Pierce. And here's Jace. Triggers Chrome Host Seedshark. If they counter it, we get busy with the Seedshark, and then we See the Truth. There's the change. That's fine. We make a 2/2 token. Now we See the Truth. Make another 2/2 token. Get a Go Blank, I think. Yeah, we'll take a Go Blank. Get busy. Go. Did you find a red source? You did not. It's a Fable. That's fine. All right. We aren't that far from Dig Through Time. What do we want to do here? Could be we just want to find a land drop. I could just go blink my opponent, but if they're close to the combo, that's a little tough. Let's go ahead and deduce first, paying the black. Trigger the Chrome Host, draw a card. Well, it's a counterspell. That's not the worst. I think we might want a Valki. No, they're not going to have any creatures for us to hit, which is kind of awkward. And we want to use a 2/2 to disincentivize them from attacking us with the Goblin. Yeah, we're going to hold our mana up, actually. Let's go to combat. Let's attack them for 2. And pass. This is kind of the biggest turn for them in the game. If they sniff out that we don't have a negate and they go for the creativity here, and it nails us to the wall, we're in tough shape. That said, Devious Cover-Up is going to cover a lot of ground for us. Because Devious Cover-Up, we can pay for the Exile Collect Evidence 6, and then remove... Well, no, removing the dinosaur from their graveyard actually doesn't do anything. But we're going to keep this bluff up by not blocking the 2/2. I want to put it into their head that they have a negate. But normally, like with cards like Aclazotz, when you Devious Cover-Up and hit the Aclazotz, you're good to go. Okay, another Fable. Maybe I definitely don't flip my 2/2 now. Maybe I draw and just like board wipe. I'm going to take a draw off this clue. It's a Field of Ruin. Another Valki. I can play Field of Ruin. I probably wait to wipe the board. I've still got this 3 steps ahead. Can actually clone... No, I can't clone my Chrome Host yet. I'm just going to get busy for 2. I think we actually have a race here with all these incubator tokens in play. Then instead of go blinking, I'm going to use 3 steps ahead. And 3 steps ahead will put me at 5, unfortunately, so I can't go like 3 steps into Dig Through Time. Plus, I'm actually short of blue to do that, even if I had the correct graveyard size. But still, I think this 3 steps ahead is quite good, so I'm just going to pass. If they don't do anything, I'm going to start flipping incubators and pressuring them into making the move as fast as possible, now that I have the counter spell to back up my plays. Alright, they're going to combat. I will just gladly take 4 here. You can make as many treasures as you want. Ouch, ouch. What now? Nothing? Okay, I'm going to... Do I dig or do I start flipping? No, I think that my Deadly Cover-Up's pretty good. And if I dig, the Deadly Cover-Up can be Collect Evidence 6'd just from the Dig Through Time. So let's do this. I've got 4 in the bin. Yeah, let's get rid of all 4. That'll let us play around Jwari Disruption. And then autopay. And that'll make us an 8/8 incubator token, which is kind of mint. You're going to Dig Through Time yourself. Yours seems not as good as mine. Mainly because you're not getting an 8/8 incubator to go with your try at getting the 2 best cards from the top 7. 3 steps ahead, sure. Mine's countered. I will get an 8/8 incubator token, please. You have 3 mana up. Shark Typhoon's pretty interesting. Do I want to get busy with this 8/8? I definitely don't want our opponent to creativity and have reflections in play. That would be not ideal. You know what we can do? Let's go for a weird play. Let's play Valki. I want to peek at their hand. Give me some information about whether I should hold up 3 steps ahead or cast Go Blank. Okay, they have a Hullbreaker Horror, so that wound up really good. And then now I've got this 3 steps ahead. So they can Volcanic Spite our Valki. Let's go to combat. I'm going to attack them with my 2/4. Beep. They're going to go to 11. Now I'm going to go blank my opponent. That probably forces them to pitch Volcanic Spite plus their land. Then if they want to spite my Valki to get back their Hullbreaker Horror, that's going to put them in a weird spot where, yeah, looks like what they want to do. I wonder if they're going to do it on their turn or mine. But that's going to put them in kind of a funky spot where if they want to take out my Valki now, they're going to have to pick when to put their Hullbreaker Horror into play. Because I've got this Deadly Cover-Up. And if they don't have any spells in their hand when they cast the Hullbreaker Horror, I'll board wipe their Hullbreaker Horror as well. Which seems not ideal for our opponent. Alright, they spite. They do not currently have the mana to put a dude in play. Hullbreaker Horror. They're going to get busy. I can't do anything about it. I'll go to 10. Now they have mana for Hullbreaker Horror. But I do not think they have mana... That's a Jace. That's funny. I just drew into the combo. I do not think they have mana to... Hullbreaker's a 7-drop, so it's 5, 6, 7. So they need a 1-mana spell to stop this deadly cover-up from just killing them outright. Maybe I just play the other Valki, honestly. And like maybe not get busy with the Shark. Is that silly? They can start chaining reflections is the kind of weird thing they can do here that's not great for us. And they can do it enough times to kill us. So I think we actually have to deadly cover-up. Telling me that I should go for the combat first. Okay. We're actually kind of in a rough spot if they have a counterspell. Now, if they just have a Hullbreaker Horror, our incubator tokens are actually like really close to lethal. But we're going to collect evidence for this deadly cover-up. We're going to exile just a Dig Through Time, preserving as much of our graveyard as possible, and making a 5/5 incubator token. Now, if they have like Hullbreaker Horror plus spell, that's really bad for us. All right, that kills everything. Now I get to search. I think I'll search for maybe just Volcanic Spite, so they don't. It's like one less instant they can draw into. What do they have in here? One Volcanic Spite. Well, it's better than Fable, I think. Yeah, we'll hit Volcanic Spite. They've got Catch Your Triumph and Hullbreaker Horror, so that's good. There's no more Volcanic Spite. Let's see how they sideboarded. They brought in Niv Mizzet, a Shark Typhoon, 2 Hullbreaker Horrors. They've got 2 Mystical Dispute. That appears to be it. Oh, a Lithomantic Barrage. Okay. That makes sense. And their hand is just Hullbreaker plus Catch Your Triumph, but they get to crack a clue. Okay. And then they probably just jam Breaker here. And they have 2 chances to draw a spell that does the thing. Now, they're dead to incubators here. Do they know that? What does all of this mean for me? I think the correct play is not to get too aggressive. I'm actually just going to pass. I'm going to start flipping incubators. I'll start with the small ones as blockers for the Hullbreaker Horror. Okay, they cycle Catch Your Triumph. That's fine. Land, it's a Mirex. Go to combat. I get 2 tries. We're actually going to flip a 2/2 here. I'd like to go to blocks, please. Deduce, sure. Trigger the Hullbreaker Horror, bounce the 2/2, makes sense. Resolves. Now, here's the thing, if they have another spell to cast, I'm dead anyway. So what I should do is flip the 8/8. That way if they don't have a spell, I can just block and kill the Hullbreaker Horror. Crack a clue, sure. Where are we at with this incubator? Do you have a spell to cast? You have 3 mana. I can't imagine you don't. But if they crack that clue, that's a pretty good sign that they just don't. Crack a clue, draw a card, go to blocks, boom, dead Hullbreaker Horror. Thank you. I think you're just dead now. Lightning Bolt is not legal in this format. Is our opponent Angie? Or do they have like some secret way to kill us? Ooh, they Lithomantic Barrage. So I win if I draw a land that doesn't hurt me? Or any land? Yeah. Okay, island. Here's 5. He'll probably concede before we finish doing this. 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. Thanks, Chrome Host Seedshark. Beep, beep. All right, great, 2-0. And I mean, that was a 2-0, and it's a 2-0 day, too. I think we only lost 1 single game today, so that's pretty sweet. 660, very nice. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Remember, if you want to check out some paper gameplay, check out the main channel. That's Neon Mushroom. Stuff's pretty cool over there. I like every one of that channel. There's information about a patron in the description of this, because I paste a lot of information from my main channel to this one to save time. But I wouldn't recommend becoming a patron unless you're a fan of the main channel, because this channel is brand new, and we'll see how it goes. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I will see you next time.